I said, I don't care. I don't give a damn. I said it. I said what I said. Yo, wait till marriage. Hello, 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 my beautiful people. Welcome, welcome again to another YouTube video. King Draco back with another one. Yeah, if you like my content, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going ahead and say that right there to get it out the way. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Help the channel grow. Trying to get 1,000 subscribers. Probably to the beginning of this December, end of November, whatever the case may be. Trying to get to 1,000. So leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Help your boy out. Help a brother out special. Shout out to who is that? Shout out to Poor Man's Podcast. Put me in the game. So help a brother out special. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna be reacting to Steph is Cold today. And the video reaction is called Modern Woman Done with Her 304 Phase. So we're gonna see if I'm finna go outrageous here. See what they talking about. Let's check it out.
It's your boy Steph, man. Welcome back to another cold video topic. We're gonna dive into this video. But before we do, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Steph is Cold. Follow me on Twitter at Steph is Cold as well. We want one-on-one consultations, stephiscold.com. Link will be all pinned in the comment section and in the description. We're about to dive into this video topic, man. It's just reacting to a video called This Is What Hookup Culture Is Doing to You, ... the truth. So we're about to hear from a modern woman how she perceives the hookup culture. So without further ado, let's get it, G.
Because it's a good time over here. In my early 20s, I used to go out to clubs and go out with my friends and drink and have a good time. And in that stage, I casually hooked up. I wouldn't say I was someone who did a lot of one-night stands or someone that was heavily in the hookup scene, but I definitely rode the hookup culture wave. It was really normal to...
I gotta stop laughing. That wasn't funny. I don't know why I started laughing. I do know why I started laughing. Look, I'm gonna be serious in this video. But I don't know why. But I remember when I would have these conversations, like I have these serious conversations with a girl, right? Like I always, man, she capping. But you know, let me give her the benefit of the doubt. You know, we changed. We thinking new.
Be a side chick or
rode that cock carousel. She was riding it. She was riding it. She was riding it. The dig and stick was in the sweet, watery guts. She had enough. That epiphany phase is tough. She had enough. She had enough. That epiphany phase is tough. Shout out to female nature. Let's continue.
Or have a side bay or like a weekend bay where you would meet up and have a Netflix and chill cuddle. Or if you're going out, you know that's going to be your person that you're going to go home with. And in my 20s, I was really stuck in a cycle of entertaining and talking to men who gave me the bare minimum. I would light up so heavily when he sent me a text, or he replied back to my Snapchat story, or when he liked my photo, the photo that I only posted so that I could get his attention. And unfortunately, a part of trying to get a guy to commit or trying to see where things go, I indulged in hookup culture. I would hook up with guys way too soon. I would hook up with guys who still were not being clear with what they even wanted with me. And it got to a point where I was so depressed and so unhappy because hookup culture was also just so normal and all my friends were doing it, like everyone is doing it. It was really hard for me to be able to self-reflect and look back and be like, okay, hooking up with this guy who didn't want to even commit to me and didn't care about me didn't actually make me feel good. Now, of course, I was taught as a young girl to not just give your body up to men who don't care about you or sleep around. The type of guys that I was hooking up with, they weren't one-night stands. I built some form of connection with them, but I was falling in love with things that they were saying to me, but not their actions.
If you want them guts the fastest, just tell her what she wanna hear. That's it, bro. If you want the guts.
So I've taken from what she said so far, it sounds like, you know, from what she's given me. When she was young, in her 20s or whatever, she was real green to the game. She said she didn't have much one night stands, but you know, it would get to a point to where it was something consistent, something like that. And in order for it to be consistent, anything like that, and her wanting a relationship, the dude is either going to be upfront about her matching her about being in a relationship, or what Stephens Cole said, because I used to do it too, sell a woman a dream. You sell the woman dream. Shout out to AMS for this. But that's that notion I used to go by. And that notion is you just tell the woman what she want to hear in order to keep her around. And that sound like that's like a consistent revolving thing that she was going through when she was dealing with these men, which is still essentially hookup culture, because you're dealing with somebody that doesn't want to give you true commitment. You know, he's probably dealing with her and dealing with other women too, seeing other women on the side, or whatever the case may be, or probably just dealing with her, period, but just don't want the complications of dealing with a relationship or the responsibility of dealing with a relationship, because being in a relationship, it takes more responsibility. You thinking more of two rather than one, you know, being independent from one another. Understand what I'm saying? Hookup culture, or just being friends with benefits, you still thinking independent of one another because you got your own lives to live. You understand what I'm saying? There hasn't been this verbal, you know, commitment toward one another. So that's pretty much what I got so far of what she's explaining.
It's the fastest way, not the most responsible way, not the way that's gonna save her feelings, not the way that's not gonna hurt her. The fastest, most accessible way to get the sweet watery guts is tell her what she wanna hear.
And again, because hookup culture was just so prevalent in that time and still is now, I got desensitized to the repercussions that hookup culture created. And I started to realize that hookup culture was really toxic for me and not helpful when I would wake up the next day from a guy, let's say that I went over and Netflix and chilled, or went out to the club and he was my weekend bae that I would always like go home with. When I woke up in the morning and I didn't get a certain text from him, or the amount of attention that I really wanted, or that next progression, it started to make me realize that indulging in hookup culture isn't getting me anywhere. Hooking up with him didn't help me get anything. I didn't actually gain anything from it. Hookup culture teaches you in society that it's for your liberation as well as a woman. You're gonna feel.
Yeah, that's good. I want to stop that right there. You know, to add on top of that, since she hadn't said it yet, you know, maybe she will say it. Is a woman lose value over time just being passed around and sleep around with a whole bunch of men? You understand what I'm saying? I don't advocate men to go out and ask for women's body count, but it is an important matter for a woman's body count. It is a important matter. You know, there was statistical data that showed that women that tend to sleep around more, they are harder to be committed with, right? They was talking about marriage, a woman being over 5, having over 5 body count, 6 body count, something like that. There's a higher chance of her having a divorce, you understand, rather than a virgin. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, thinking about that, the liberation movement pushing that, hey, your body, your choice, do what you want to do with it. You know, they're thinking about the fleshly desires and the being in the moment, the feel good in the moment feeling, but they don't think about the repercussions. It's like crack, right? You know, you hit crack, you feel good in the moment. I ain't saying that from experience, but, you know, heard from the street and, you know, other things too. But hey, I'm just telling you, you know, when people hit crack, right? People were smoking crack, right? Especially when crack first really hit in the 70s, late 70s and the 80s, right? When crack first hit, like how we see crackheads today, that's how crackheads wasn't seen like that in the late 70s and 80s. Like people didn't really know the repercussions and the damaging effect that crack had on people until like the late 80s, 90s, right? Like, we didn't see the repercussions, people losing their jobs just to get high, people selling their kids just to get high. They doing anything they can just to get that great feeling again, right? You know, there were so many damages that came with that one good feeling that you got in that moment. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what, you know, being passed around, sleeping with a whole bunch of people do to you. You know, and it plays a part on both sides. You know, I know there's a lot of red pill guys, a lot of guys in the manosphere preaching that, you know, it affects the woman, and I will say that it does affect the woman more, but we're not finna sit here and act like it doesn't affect men at all. You know, sometimes it's very, very, very difficult for men that slept with a whole bunch of women to pair bond with the woman he's with right now. You understand what I'm saying? You got repercussions from old women that you dealt with, whether they, you know, blowing up your phone, stalking you, you done had kids or whatever the case may be. There's so many repercussions that come with this game of just doing whatever you want to do, living free. You understand? You didn't got burned. You didn't caught something before. You understand what I'm saying? There's so many repercussions from living in this game. So, you know, I really like what she spit so far in this video.
So much better about yourself. You should have the ability to sleep with whoever you want or hook up with whoever you want. And although that is true, I think that there's a lot of downfalls to participating in hookup culture that a lot of us women are not being aware of, or the conversations are not being had. Some women in society, they normalize hookup culture to their friends. Of course, men do the same thing.
Most women, fuck is you talking about? Most women are going to influence their homegirls on hookup culture. What are we talking about? Leave that lame ass nigga you with, girl. Come get this nigga. Oh, you with that lame ass? Girl, he ain't hitting it right. Come on, man. Like, hookup culture is in the DNA.
I can't say that, man. I really can't. Like, I feel like what he talking about is hood hoes. Hoes in the hood. Hoes you fuck with in the hood and shit. Like, I really can't say girls, you know, I really think girls really shame each other for being a hoe. It's just low key. It's real subtle. They do that. You know what I'm saying? They say, well, I ain't sleeping with as many dudes as homegirl or whatever the case may be. I don't really think that most women are advocating girls to sleep around. Now, I will say this. I think most women are not saying anything about their friend going and doing around, sleeping around and stuff like that. And what I mean by that is, like, I believe most women are not saying, hey, you know, that's not right. You know, that's not right. That's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to get involved with stuff like that because, you know, there's repercussions for living like that. You know, I believe that's the case more oftentimes than not. But I don't think most women out there just advocating, yeah, sleep around, yeah, go get with Tyrone. Nah, I can't say that.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? It's in the DNA to want to get the sweet watery guts. It's in your DNA to want to get the dig and stick. But it's also in your DNA to want that relationship. It's also in your DNA to want that security. It's also in your DNA to want that reassurance. He didn't text you at night. What's that? Female traits. That's why as a man, you don't never say no goofy ass shit like that to a female. She didn't text me at night. Goofy. Sound like her. She wasn't giving me enough attention. You sound like her. But I guarantee you, there's guys in them DMs that's giving her all the attention, all the time in the day. But for some reason, she make them stay over there anyway.
Time for us to be very, very real with the fact that hookup culture does affect us. And I want to talk about some of the ways that hookup culture is toxic, specifically to women. I want to preface this with saying there is always going to be exceptions to the rules. There were some girls who commented on my hookup culture TikTok being like, hooking up can be fun, you can learn a lot, you can get a lot of experience, this, that, and the third. And what I'm going to say is, most likely this video is not going to be for you if you are a woman who truly knows that hookup culture does not affect you. Although I will say I've seen it in so many of my friends, and I've seen it in myself before. When I was younger, I would tell myself that hookup culture was not affecting me and that it was normal and I wanted to be doing these things. But deep down, when I got to the root of it, I was lying to myself.
You wasn't lying to yourself.
No, she was lying to herself. She was lying to herself for sure. You know, she just didn't know it. She was ignorant. And it's the same thing with that crack analogy. You know, when the crack first hit, like people were very ignorant to how it was going to affect their lives. You know, everything's cool and glamorous at first. Like it's cool, like the drug game. You think about the drug game, and I'm just giving y'all aspects of life because a lot of the way life is, it's like a lot of things play together in a sense. You know, you can mesh them together. That's why I always talk about football and, you know, stuff like that, street stuff like that. Because, you know, I got a part of my family that lived that life. You understand what I'm saying? And I got around that and seen that and, you know, dwelled in that for a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? So people feel good and they do these feel good things in that moment and they're very ignorant to the consequences that, you know, go behind their actions. Everything you do in this life has a chain reaction. Like you step on this floor right now. I step on this floor right now. There's there may be people underneath me that you know they feel the vibrations of my foot of my foot hitting the floor. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how life is. Every action that you partake in this life has a chain reaction where it affects people around you, the people above you, the people below you. It affects your future decisions. It affects how your body reacts to it, everything that you do. So a lot of people don't want to take that in consideration. You know, it feels good right now. It feels good right here and then. You know, that's all they want. You know what I'm saying? So to the young lady saying that, you know, it's an exception to the rule, ain't no exception to the rules. What those women are doing, they sitting there saying, you know, it's fun to me, it's good to me. Whatever floats your boat, beloved, but you are being a detriment to yourself and to other people by doing that, by living this fast lifestyle, by doing whatever you want to do. You understand what I'm saying? So
it's just that you got the two sides of hypergamy. You got the alpha side. You want your super watery guts. Boy, ain't that the face y'all make when y'all coming hard? Ladies, both of y'all legs being y'all legs, your toes be curling. Think about him. You need that. You need that. This is why when women get married with their beta husbands, they cheat. They cheat because you got the provider, but you don't have the desire. You want the desire. You got the provider. So deep down, you need that desire, but the epiphany phase is this desire is not going to bring me a provider. So I have to drop the desire to get a provider.
Somebody who thinks that
I see what he's saying, like I do. But I don't think every woman going through that. You understand what I'm saying? I don't even think most women going through that. It's just like the women we put on these shows, the women we see on these Instagram reels, the women we push out there, right? I believe that's the big notion of where Steph is Cold coming from. Is like you want to play the boat in both worlds. You want the Tyrone guy. You want the dude that's playing you wrong and doing you wrong, but at the same time, you want the beta male, quote unquote beta male, that'll treat you right and do good things for you and stuff like that. And it balances out, but you cheat on that dude. You know what I'm saying? To get the fun action. Like I see where he's coming from, but I don't think a majority of women is dealing with this issue. I think it's women who's played way over the ballpark and sleeping around and dealing with hookup culture and stuff like that big time. I think it's those women that have to deal with that issue. You know, I think it's women that come from the same community me and you both come from that have to deal with this issue. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think those women have to deal with this issue, but yeah. Let me take it back.
Down, you need that desire, but the epiphany phase is this desire is not going to bring me a provider, so I have to drop the desire to get a provider.
Somebody.
Take 2 honey packs, and he's literally going to dig your guts out till you literally explode, and you're somehow going to think that, oh, he loves me, he's in love with me. He wants a relationship with me, girl. Look how he fucked me. That's what your goofy ass think. When in reality, baby girl, can't none of y'all make us faithful. Can't none of y'all make us commit. Can't none of y'all make us loyal. We gotta wanna do that for ourselves. Why not get the nigga that's already saying he gonna be loyal to you because you don't want him? You don't want nothing to do with that lame ass nigga.
I think a lot of us women, sometimes we give up too much too soon, thinking that it's going to help us connect. And on one hand, I'm not somebody who fully advocates for waiting till marriage and being celibate for the rest of your life.
You can't. You can't advocate that, baby girl. You know what I'm saying? You had your fun, man.
I advocate it. I say it. I don't care. I don't give a damn. I said it. I said what I said. Yo, wait till marriage. I think it would be a better fit for you. I think you'll be in a lot better benefit for yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, it may be difficult in our day and age. So what? You want somebody that's committed to you, right? You don't want to deal with the consequences of what it is in this hookup culture, living this fast life. Look, the sexual immoral, being sexual immoral, there's consequences of living like that in this life. The heartbreak, the void you feel in yourself. You know, wondering when, if you ever gonna get married, when you gonna have a family, child's out of wedlock, you know, kids going out here in the streets, not listening to their mother because the father ain't there. The dude you chose to sleep with, he ain't want nothing to deal with you. You know, I definitely advocate marriage, waiting for marriage, you know, and get around people that'll help you deal with that.
And let's continue.
I think it's important to realize just how much you might be giving yourself up to a situationship where you're just seeing where things go. A lot of us women, we learn how to engage in physical connection and intimacy with a man from either, not going to say the word out loud, or from the guys that we hook up with. And now I'm not going to say that's completely wrong or bad to learn from either source, but it is important for you to realize that when you're hooking up with a man, he has his own likes and dislikes, his own desires, also his own history, his own wounds. So this man might be teaching you something in the bedroom, something that he likes, but that is completely not aligned with what you even want, what you desire, and so forth. And a lot of us women, instead of realizing, oh, this is something that I do not like, he's showing me something that I don't like to do, I don't want to do this again when I hook up with him, sometimes we tend to just forget about what we actually want, or we don't have the voice and we don't say no to things. And then we start to learn how to be that girl, be that woman, or that guy, even though that's not even who we really are. Or maybe when you're casually hooking up with people, you might say something that will create a brand new insecurity for yourself. And again, by hooking up with different people, and same thing with like dating, right? You date a lot of people, you get to know what you like and you don't like and this, that. But I think that there's definitely a fine line, and when it comes to getting intimate with someone, especially someone who is in the category of just being casual because he is not committed to building a deeper romance, intimate connection with you. You might be hooking up with someone who just wants to have a good, fun time. And I do think a lot of men who are in that space, they don't really care to know your likes and your dislikes or what feels good to you and what doesn't. And sometimes in the moment, we just kind of want to present our best selves and have the most fun. But when we take our attention off of what actually feels good to us and being able to even communicate that with a man, we disconnect from our bodies. A lot of the reasons why a lot of us women don't even enjoy getting intimate with a man is because we don't even know what feels good to our own bodies because we haven't been able to voice that.
Man, if you don't stop with all this cap ass shit, man, come on, man. Y'all women have toys. Y'all women are the most kinkiest, freakiest women of all time. Y'all women know exactly what y'all like. Let me tell y'all this, fellas, man. I'm gonna just be 100% straightforward and honest with you guys. I'm a young man, bro, but I'm gaining experience points. I'm leveling up every day, bro. Women know exactly what they like. Why do you think TikTok exists? Why do you think they're on dating apps? Why do you think she made this video about the hookup culture? Why isn't this woman
We don't even
in a committed, loving relationship? You know why? It's because she knows what she wants, and what she wants doesn't want her. So they know what they want. They know what they like sexually. They know what size they prefer. They know what kind of stroke they want. Why do you think they like listening to the music, G? Why do you think they like putting the memes on Instagram, G, or putting it in the close friend? Why do you think the connection really starts as soon as you put the digging stick in her? All prior to you telling the chick, even if, I'm not looking for nothing serious, as soon as you put the digging stick in her, she wants something serious. Am I rapping or am I capping?
and know what feels good because nobody's explored that with us. We've kind of put our wants and our desires to the side just to connect with this person in real time. And because this person is not trying to commit to us or is taking what he's learned from everything else in his life and applying it to you, thinking that it's going to work, it might not work. Another reason why I think hookup culture is toxic to women, and I might trigger some people here, but it's that you are a woman and you do get emotionally attached to men.
Bingo! Bingo, y'all not us. You can't just be like, damn, he fine, I'll fuck him. You can say that, but you already know you're gonna want more than that from him. You're not us. Y'all, no matter how much y'all try to make rap songs, broke nigga this, fuck this nigga, I took his money and fucked him and his brother. You did that because you was hurt from another dick. You didn't do that off of natural instinct. You did it out of spitefulness. You didn't do it out of in your nature. You know why we want more than one woman? Because it's in our fucking nature. Do you know why we can cheat on our girlfriend or our wife and still love our wife? Because it's in our fucking nature to do that. Y'all can't do that. She just proving my point. Y'all cannot get digging stick and just keep it strictly digging stick. Let me just open them cheeks up and let me just... All right, we talk, we have a conversation, and then I come over the next time and do the same thing without you catching feelings, without you.
Yeah, I don't like when people mix up morals with nature. You cheating on your wife, you cheating on your girl, sleeping with a woman, and then, going back to your wife because you love her. And I understand that viewpoint because, I've been there. I've definitely been there. But you can't mix that up with morals. Like what's in nature, and the point of view he's coming from is like what people usually say about it. Why men get the excuse to cheat is because a man's body is made up to impregnate as much women as he can. Like right now, if you wanted to go impregnate 1,000 women, you can do that. But a woman can only get it pregnant while one man at a time. You understand what I'm saying? That's why a woman should more than likely stay monogamous to one man, and a man's body is more made up for polygamy. That's why they say that. Which I'm in agreement with that, with biology on that fact. 100% agree with it. But when it comes to morals, you're talking about you're going to cheat on your wife, or you're going to cheat on your girl, Like that doesn't give you the excuse for you to do those things. Not saying that he's saying that, but I'm just saying in a sense, because a lot of people get swayed in that because they're trying to blend in biology with morals. You understand what I'm saying? If you're saying that you're going to be committed to one woman, let it be that. You understand what I'm saying? All this going behind her back and doing this cheating or sleeping with other women because you want to go by your flesh or you want to go by what's biological, like that's absurd. Stick to your commitment. You understand what I'm saying? There's a lot of fleshly things that we desire to do, right? But it's not always on accord to do those things. You understand what I'm saying? Like, though we are mammals, we're not animals. We're not animalistic. We are not lions. You understand what I'm saying? We murder somebody in almost any part of the world, we will go to jail. Even in villages like that don't have law enforcement, you kill somebody, you will be held accountable by the village. You understand what I'm saying? So that we as humans run a lot more different than animals. Like making the comparison into that is absurd. You understand what I'm saying? And I wanted to say this before I lose my thought. What else was it? Hold on.
Wanting something more. Sometimes the fellas do catch feelings. Sometimes you might run.
Yeah, it's about the fact about a woman catching feelings. Women typically do, catch feelings more when the sexual intercourse happens. Yeah, that's true. 100% true. But some will say that, oh yeah, I don't catch feelings when I sleep around with dude. Wow, well, okay, if that's the case, more than likely that woman has slept with a lot of men. Prostitutes are able to do that, because that's their job. They sleep with a whole bunch of men, they get compensated with some money, and they move on to the next and move on to the next and move on to the next. There isn't no emotional attachment anywhere with anyone. You understand what I'm saying? When it comes to sexual intercourse, the only way the pimp can get the woman to be able to bend to his needs and wills and what he needed to do, he has to take her mind frame. You understand what I'm saying? He has to bring benefits and other aspects in her life than just sex, because she gets that all day, every day. You understand what I'm saying? She's a worker. So that's to those ladies that say, oh, I don't get attached either. I can do the same thing a man do. Well, if you do, we know what it is. We know what the game is with you. You understand what I'm saying? So that goes into that.
Into a chick who got that gorilla snatch. You might run into a chick who got that double tomahawk twist level 10,000. That's just go crazy. You might run into that chick that is just so bad to you. One of the baddest chicks you ever had. That shit, you might fumble it. It's okay. You might catch feelings for the 304. You know what I'm saying? But let's just be real, G. We know those sweet watery guts have attachments. This is why I tell y'all, when she cheats, it's way worse. My point proven again.
I personally believe that we tend to emotionally attach a lot more than men will. I'm not going to make a blanket statement here and say that no men ever attach to women. And I'm also not going to say that there are not that minority of women who can hook up with a man and have no emotional attachment. But if you're watching this video and you are like me, there's definitely some emotional attachment there.
Hey, baby girl, they're all like you. They're lying. They are all like you. They all have emotional attachments next to the digging stick. You ever wonder why you get with a woman, bro, and the ex just keep popping up? Cause that digging stick, nigga. Bro, take sex out of relationships, bro. Relationships wouldn't exist. Cause I'm gonna tell you one thing about a woman, dog. Women need their needs met, bro. Women need their needs met, bro. This is why I know they like what they like. They need their needs met, bro. Get a chick in a position where she's on her back and her legs is in the air. This position right here, bro. When you do this position right here, bro, and she looking at you like that, bro, she is going to come so hard, and she's never, ever, ever going to forget about that, because all leading up to that, she was so wet. She was so into it.
The question to ask yourself to know if you're emotionally attached to a man who you say you're just casually hooking up with is if he leaves you unread, if he goes and talks to another girl at the club that night when you're really wanting him to talk to you, or if you stay the night and the next morning he's not wanting to bring you out for breakfast and he's kind of like waiting for you to go ASAP, then most likely your emotions are involved. Most likely you have some attachment to the outcome of being with this guy. That can be very detrimental when you have given up your body to this man. I hear this from men all the time. A lot of them can emotionally completely detach when it comes to hooking up with girls. A lot of the time, just how men operate, this is not to give them excuses, and we can go into a whole nother video about that.
Excuses about what? Like, excuses about what?
A lot of us, sometimes we think when a man has treated us bad, or we see the guy that we really like going out and hooking out with somebody else, we tell ourselves, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna act like him and I'm gonna do the same thing.
Dumbass. You can't do what we do, bitch.
Acknowledge that you might be different than him. He might be able to go physically hook up with someone, but emotionally completely detached and not care about this person.
Don't give no fucks. Like, you know how we playing the RPG game, G, and a guest comes to part, a guest joins your party member. Man, you don't give a fuck if he die. He's a guest. You're not vital to the party's success, nigga. You're a guest. Nigga, we don't care. I don't have no emotional attachments with you. You're just a guest. Us men don't have no kind of we don't think about that when we see you. When we see your pretty face, or your big behind, or your big breasts, or your nice lips, or your pretty skin, or how you walk, or how soft your voice is. We don't think about emotional attachment. I think about how you would sound if I'm digging you out, how you would sound talking to me. That's what I'm thinking about first. Or like, you know how when women be cheating on their man, you know what I'm saying? Shit, we ain't thinking about the nigga that you with. We ain't thinking about him. Y'all think about the wife and the girlfriend, though. Y'all think about taking the bitch position. Shit, y'all even ask about her all the time. How's your girl? How's your wife doing? Niggas don't do that goofy ass shit because niggas are not invested emotionally. When a motherfucker get to asking all these questions, it's because they care and or they feel some type of way. Let me say that shit one more time. When a motherfucker get to asking you all these questions, G, it's because they care or they somewhat feel some kind of way.
But can you do the same thing? And again, ask yourself those questions. If you try and do the same thing, but the next day you are upset when you don't get a text back from the guy that you hooked up with last night, then you are different. You have your emotions involved, and that's okay. But it means you might have to go about things a lot differently. These are some things that I started to do once I realized that hookup culture wasn't really helping me and it wasn't making me feel good about myself. I wasn't getting any more intimate with knowing my own body and just loving on myself. So when we find ourselves in hookup culture, usually we're not really clear on what we're wanting. We just kind of fall into the cycle of casually hooking up with people. So get clear on what you're looking for right now in your life. Are you in your single era? Are you in a time of your life where you truly know and you're like that minority of women who can participate in hookup culture, you know your body, you really enjoy it, and you're having a good time? Then amazing. Are you someone who is looking for a relationship? You know that you want a boyfriend that's gonna maybe lead to a husband, and you want that commitment. Once you become clear on who you are right now and what you are looking for, it will definitely help you be able to weed out some of the guys that are going to pull you into that hookup culture, the guys who are expecting you to hook up and casually have fun with you. Another thing that's really important is if you're currently talking to a guy right now and you've casually been hooking up, or you know that it might come, it's always good to get really clear with the man that you're talking to. I used to get into situationships all of the time, and a lot of it was because there was no communication. If I communicated with a guy from the beginning that I was looking for a relationship, I was looking for something serious, I wasn't looking to just casually hook up, I would have weeded out a lot of guys. Now, I'm not saying that some guys are not going to tell you what you want to hear and then lure you in. But once I started getting better at being clear with the man and actually communicating that, whether he would like it or not, whether he would stay talking to me or not, really helped me not fall into hookup culture. There were guys in my life who were actually really respectable, and they were like, honestly, thank you for letting me know that you're looking for something serious and that you don't just want to hook up. But right now, like, I'm in a period of my life where I just want to casually hook up and just see where things go, this, that. And once we got clear on things, sometimes I would still stay in it because I still needed to go deeper and do some more deeper work within myself. But as I got older and started healing parts of me, once I had communication with these guys and a guy would tell me he is not looking for a relationship, I saved myself the energy and my body from being wasted. I know that sounds like a bad term, but that's kind of true. Another thing that I think is so important for us women to understand is that every new person that you get intimate with, you're going to have to learn their body. They're gonna have to learn yours. Everything is always going to be really new. So don't believe the lie that hookup culture sells you about how you get so much experience by hooking up with different people and seeing what you like and you dislike. A little bit of that could be true.
Bro, a lot of that is true, bro. A lot of that is true, bro. Every woman ain't a squirter, you know what I'm saying? Every woman can't take it from the back because it hurts them. Some women are more freakier than others. Some women are more kinkier than others. And how would you know that is by you going through the experiences in life. That's how you would know that. That's exactly how you would know that. But you know that tongue and that finger combo, they all like that. That tongue and that finger combo, they all love that one. That stroke and that choke combo, they all love that one. So, you know, the hardware is the same with these females, you know what I'm saying? But the software might just be a little different. Her skin color might be a little.
I'm gonna stop it right there. We talk about some other shit. But let me say this to Homegirl, and I'm gonna leave her channel down below if he got it linked in here or if I can find it or whatever the case may be. There was a part of the video where she said that
who fully advocates for waiting till marriage and being celibate for the rest of your life.
You can't.
And she said that right there. And let me tell you something. That's an open door. Yeah, I used to get women with them open doors just like that. Because until you shut that door and say, I'm not sleeping with another man until I know he's gonna be fully committed to me, to put a ring on my finger or get married with me or live with me for the rest of my life. Until you get to that point, you got an open door where a man that can push the right buttons, because all y'all got buttons. You know, you can take this how you would want to take it. All y'all got buttons. And it just take the right man to push the right buttons. And he in the door. Until you shut that door fully and you you put a spell on it and make it disappear, you still got a chance of dealing with the same issues. You understand? You got to be fully committed. And I'm telling you from a person, I feel like I'm speaking to you directly, but I'm telling you from a person that did that myself. I had to shut that door. I had to take that door out completely. I said the next woman I'm going to deal with is going to be the woman I lay with forever. It's a woman I'm going to, marry. You understand what I'm saying? And I want to also put some game down because everybody don't believe what I believe, but I ain't afraid or ashamed to tell everybody what I believe. I believe in Jesus Christ and he died on the cross for my sin. He bled and rose again and died on the third day. I'm washed by the blood. And there's so much wisdom that the Bible gives. I'm going to just stick to wisdom part right now instead of the salvation. But, it's good for you to get salvation. I don't want you take that like I'm not giving that to you either. You know, it's good for you to have salvation, to come to Christ and come to the Lord, because that's the only way you're going to meet through him, right? It's coming through Jesus, right? So, you know, there's wisdom that comes from the Bible, whether you like it or not. You know, even the Muslims know this, you know, and they don't necessarily believe the same things we believe. Even some of the scientists believe, you know, there's so much wisdom in the Bible. You know, some governments go by laws of the Bible. You understand what I'm saying? You know, because there's so much wisdom in it, and I just want to give you some wisdom today. We're gonna go to 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 15. Actually, we're gonna go to verse 15. And you know, this is Apostle Paul pretty much writing a letter to the Church of Corinth, because, you know, the Church of Corinth needed order. You know, they was out of order. They asked for order, and Paul gave them the order of God, right, through the Holy Spirit. It says, do you not know that your bodies are members of Christ? Shall I then take the members of Christ and make them members of a prostitute? Never. Or do you not know that he who is joined to a prostitute becomes one with her? For as it is written, the two will become one flesh. But he who is joined to the Lord becomes one spirit with him. Flee from sexual immorality. Every other sin a person commits is outside the body, but the sexual or moral person sins against his own body. Now I'm gonna stop right there. See what a lot of people don't want to talk about, and what a lot of people in the red pill space don't talk about. And this me bringing a different side of the game to the red pill space. You know what I'm saying? There's a spiritual world you don't see, you know, that happen. You know, when you intermingle and you dealing with all these people, there's soul ties that you got to other people. You understand what I'm saying? There's soul ties that you got stuck. That's why all these men, they come up, or people in the red pill space, or just people in general, come with this term imprint. You know, who's the sexual imprint? You know, who's the person that got that woman imprinted? The man she always thinking about, the man she always, you know, got her mind on. You understand what I'm saying? The man she'll always run back to. That's where that comes from. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's a soul tie there. There's a lock there that you put on when you sleep around with these people. And so you only mixing it up and, you know, putting things where they ought not to be when you're sleeping around with a whole bunch of multiple people. You know, so my advice to you, or anybody that's dealing with this type of situation where they're trying to get out of the whole phase, or trying to leave hookup culture, or just get insight on hookup culture, you got to take that door completely away. You got to take it completely away. You got to sit there and say, yeah, I ain't ever going to lay with a man until I know for sure that he's going to be the dude that I sit with my life forever. Because there's so many, because it's so like a heartbreak, you know, some people come back from it, but some people don't ever come back from a heartbreak. Some people don't ever come back from a heartbreak. You understand what I'm saying? And that next heartbreak, don't be too over yourself to think that won't be you. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I sit there and say, I say it, you know, wait for marriage. You understand what I'm saying? Because, you know, if you still sleeping around with people you not truly committed to, that's still hookup culture. That is still hookup culture. You are still hooking up. You are still in a whole phase. You do not come out the whole phase till you flee from sexual immorality. You understand what I'm saying? But that's going to be the end of this video. Much love and peace. Shout out to Steph is Cold. Link to the video will be down in the description. And shout out to Homegirl. I'll link her video down there too. Much love and peace. We out. We gone.